don't think this is a surprise to anybody that knows you, but I kind of give you a hard time about it. But you're the president here at Parkview.
Yeah.
Right? So what is that? How did you get that?
Well, I don't know. They just asked me to do it.
Hey everybody, back again with another episode of Why Do You Call Bolivar Home? And I'm pretty excited about this, and I've wanted to talk to you for a while.
Okay.
This is Matt Griswold, agent, neighborhood real estate, but with me is Miss Rose Roweton. And you have worn many hats over the years for sure, but I'm excited you agreed to speak to me today, Rose, but can you just kind of, for the folks that maybe don't know who you are, which probably few and far between, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up at Bolivar, and from there I went to high school, of course, and then I went to the University of Missouri.
Okay.
And graduated from there, and then I went to, got married.
Yeah. And
went to Humansville to teach music.
Oh.
For 1 year.
Just 1 year?
Yeah.
And then you retired the
kids?
Or?
I retired to have a baby.
Okay. So did you ever go back to it?
No, I haven't been back, really. I've been over there before, but I never did. I just taught that 1 year.
Did you never taught music again?
No, I've done a lot with music. I've planned for funerals and weddings and everything like that.
I want to say I saw, I can't remember, but I want to say I saw an obituary of somebody, and I wish I knew who it was, but I saw that Bill Bob was singing, and were you accompanying? Did that ever happen? You played music for
Bill Bob?
For Bill Bob Kallenbach or anything, or did that ever happen?
We could have. I don't remember that particularly.
Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I misheard that. But what did you major in college?
I majored in music.
Majored in music. Do you play the piano?
Music education. Yeah, I play the piano, play the flute and the piccolo.
Oh, okay. Did you play those lifelong, or did you give it up?
Played what?
Did you play them throughout your life?
Oh, well, I still get a chance to, but my legs are sitting up on this thing here, and so I can't play real good. Can't reach a pedal.
What about the piccolo?
I'd play that often, little piccolo, and then I go out and do a flute.
Yeah, there you go. So when you grew up in Bolivar, did you go to the North Ward school?
I went to South Ward, except for 1 year, and that was the 5th grade.
Fifth? What happened there?
Well, for some reason, they didn't have us.
Okay.
For South Ward, I guess, and so I don't remember what the reason was.
Yeah.
But we were over there 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, I talked to somebody the other day that said that they went to North Ward in school. Where was South Ward?
South Ward was about 3 blocks from the square, or 2 blocks from the square, going along where the lumber yard was.
Oh.
Went on up to about 2 blocks.
Okay. So you were born and raised then in Bolivar and area? Okay.
I was.
What brought your family here?
Well, my mother and my father have both died, of course. I'm going to be 88 next week.
Yeah.
So
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. And then my 2 brothers, I had 2 brothers.
Okay.
And one of them has died.
Okay.
But the other one, Carrie Douglas, is my good.
I have known you for what feels like my whole life, or at least known of you, and having grown up in Bolivar, and I found out today that Carrie Douglas was your brother. I didn't know that. In fact, I talked to Carrie on the phone earlier today because I'm going to talk to him tomorrow.
Good.
And he didn't bring that up at all.
Oh well, let's put a weapon on him.
Yeah, I'll get after him tomorrow. All right, so of course in the community, a lot of people know you because of the store on the square, and that's maybe where I started, my first experience with you of the store on the square. How did that come about? Did you start it, or did you?
Well, my father-in-law had the store going down by the Nifty, right up from the Nifty.
Yeah, Bee's Nifty Cafe, is that right?
Yeah.
I remember.
And pretty soon, we bought this place up on the corner of the square.
Okay.
And had to do some things to it. So we went ahead to down Nifty, by Nifty, but it didn't take too long till we did go there, and then we bought the warehouse right next to it, north of it.
Okay.
And because that's where we kept the extra stuff.
All the supply.
And the regular stuff was.
Yeah, I know my folks have bought several appliances and things like that over the years, and my kids, just candidly, my kids, the older boys, would go in there and get like rubber band guns and whatever else you had. It was a fun store. So when did you start working in the store then?
Well, see, I had the 5 kids.
5 kids.
And by the time I kind of got them up, like the youngest one, Kelly, and I just went down there part of the day.
Okay.
Once they got all into school, well then I would go home after school and be home. But other than that, after they kind of grew up, I've been at the store.
You were there the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you rank your kids best to worst? No, don't say it.
Oh no, I'm not saying a word.
No, we won't do that. In fact, Marla's the one that said, "Yeah, you'd love to do this," and so I got to talk to Marla earlier today. And
were you in her class?
No, I wasn't. But my mom was her son Landon's 2nd grade teacher.
Oh.
And my mom is here also. You knew that. She's over in the memory unit now here at Parkview. But tremendous people. They do a great job. And but Marla brought that up earlier of how my mom was, her son's 2nd grade teacher. And I still hear that a lot throughout the community. Probably how you hear about the store and get asked about that. I hear about your Sharon's son. She was great. She was so-and-so's teacher. And, it's nice to hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in fact, I told her what Marla said. I went and visited her a little bit ago, and I told her I talked to Marla and that she had said that about Landon. And always good to hear that kind of stuff too. So, what was did you have any other desire to go start and work anything else, or was that just what you did?
I took enough in music and majored in music in college.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was going to be a music teacher.
Yeah.
But in fact, Max, my husband, he wanted 12 kids because he was the only child.
He wanted 12?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
But he decided after 5.
That's enough.
That wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, that's enough. I have 5 also. So
do you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's at 24 to 8. And, they keep us running quite a bit.
I bet it does.
Quite a bit. So, in fact, we're about to have our first grandbaby.
Oh.
Our first, my oldest is 24. They're pregnant. They're going to be due in August. And so, a little boy named Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Yeah.
That's nice.
In fact, Wyatt Allen is going to be the middle name. My middle name's Allen. My dad is Gregory Allen. His dad was Allen. And so the generational
go on. Yeah.
What are you most proud of? Like, I know a lot, you just got that legacy award through the chamber not too long ago.
I did.
And so a lot of folks are probably proud of you for X, Y, or Z, but what about you? Like, what are you most proud of?
Well, I'm proud that I have had all the 5 kids.
Yeah.
And I wish Max was still here because he died.
Yeah.
But in 2019, I think it was. But it keeps me busy running around doing whatever they do. And
Oh, that's good.
yeah, but I mean, I'm not running around anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. You sometimes it's hard to watch the sausage get made of the decisions that our kids make sometimes, but it's always a blessing to be able to just kind of see them and watch them grow. And I've always enjoyed that. I
do too. I didn't know you had that many either.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite job, right? being dad and husband's probably my favorite job.
Good.
That's the good stuff, I guess they would say. So you never moved away and came back except for when you were at Mizzou?
No, I didn't move from Mizzou. I was at Fayette. I pledged a sorority.
Okay.
And so after the first year, then I went and lived in that.
Oh.
But with the class, of course, all the music classes, and a few standard classes.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed having a lot of fun up there, and some of my kids went up there too.
Yeah. Was it a no-brainer? You were always coming back to Bolivar?
Yeah, pretty much. I see Max, my former husband.
Yeah.
He came up there after 2 years at SBU.
Okay.
Because he played basketball up there.
Oh.
So then when he first came up there to Columbia at university, he said he kind of went out for basketball up there. But somebody punched him in the eye. So he had to stop that, couldn't see as well.
Wow.
And so then he was a grade ahead of me, so he got out before I did.
Okay.
But we'd already about decided we was going to get married.
Yeah.
While he was out, so.
Was that a you thing or a Max thing? Were you chasing him or was he chasing you?
No, he was it.
He was it. Yeah, you knew it. Did you have to convince him or he knew it too?
Yeah, he went in 2019, like I said.
Oh.
But he went, he had to do some work out in Colorado for 6 months. That's when they were doing 6 months.
Yeah.
And all that, and went to some meetings about it. And so I just decided I was going to go ahead, and they decided to build a house. He decided to build a house.
Okay.
And it was across the field from where our other little house was.
Oh, wow.
So I'd take the 5 kids, 4 at one time, and then Kelly was born over in the new house. Yeah. So we walked across the field and looked around and saw everything and pulled one in a wagon. And
I love that.
And then of course, we took care of them the whole time. I did but once it we got old enough to really go to school, they were all except Kelly, and he was my youngest one.
Okay.
So we just went ahead and he and I went down to the store for a while.
Yeah.
Maybe even a couple, but that was when it was kind of down by the Nifty, but it went up.
Yeah, up on the square.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then they all started school.
Yeah.
And I went all the grades except 5th grade.
Okay.
And then the other kids started going at the primary school, and then they went to the next.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. So your kids would have been, they wouldn't have gone to the North Ward or South Ward, right? Would they have had the elementary school?
They would have had, they'd had the elementary school, but they did have, while they were building it, they used the North Ward.
Oh, okay.
So they went to school, a few of them there.
Yeah, okay. Let me ask you this, what are your hobbies? Like I think people associate you so much with the store or maybe even the piano playing. You mentioned the piano, that was a hobby. What were some other hobbies? What do you also enjoy? I know bingo and dominoes.
Yeah, bingo and dominoes. Do that all the time over here.
Yeah.
But I had a hobby of playing basketball myself.
Do you like basketball?
I got out in the backyard and just played with the boys,
Yeah, that's great.
But
we love basketball in our family too.
I don't have. Did you play basketball?
I did, yeah. I did, and it's probably different. You'll have to tell me the relation here, right? Because Brock Roweton was a year younger than me. Lance Roweton was 2 years older than me, but how were you related to Junior?
Well, Junior and Max were kind of...
were they cousins or something?
First cousins, yeah.
Oh, first cousins, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew there had to be some sort of a tie there.
Connection there, yeah. That was good. And then he's over at Halfway now.
Yeah.
Superintendent.
Yeah, Lance is doing great over there.
Yeah,
he's got a little boy himself.
I see him on the Facebook once in a while.
Yeah.
Get my phone out and look at him and all my kids. And that's the thing about phones is about the time that Max died, of course, the phones were coming out.
Okay.
So then we really got...
those smartphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right there.
Yeah, it's in your holster right there. I see it right there. You do the Facebook and keep up with everybody you send?
Yeah, I talked about everybody.
Yeah. And then, speaking of, and I don't think this is a surprise to anybody that knows you, but I kind of give you a hard time about it, but you're the you're the president here at Parkview. Right?
Yeah.
So what is that? How did you get that? Like,
well, I don't know. They just asked me to do it.
What are your responsibilities as president?
Well, actually, I go into the meetings and call them to order and shut them down at the end.
Shut them down, yeah.
But a lot of people don't even know I'm the president. But
I saw it. I saw you on the newsletter. I saw you on the newsletter right there. What do how many grandkids do you have, by the way? You mentioned the 5 kids.
I have 17 grandkids.
Any great grandkids?
And I have 30 great grandkids.
You have 30 great grandkids and 17 grandkids?
And one's on the way because one of the girls, one of the twins, got pregnant now. She's got 6 boys and lives in Kansas.
Wow.
And she wrote on Facebook here that she said, and I've got one baby due, but I don't think she knew what it was yet.
Yeah. Maybe she's going for the 12 that Max always wanted.
She probably is.
All right. that might be right. Yeah. So what do you hope that your kids or your grandkids would take away from maybe this awesome life that you've lived?
Well, I really hope that they will be well educated and have a good time with the kids and stay with them as much as you could.
Oh, yeah.
But not all the time. You got to stay out of their life,
Yeah, with them as much as you could. Just again, knowing you, I didn't know you as Mom Rose there, but it sounds like you were really good at that job too. Like you were at the shop at the store downtown. Is that your favorite title, or what do you think your favorite title is of all the hats that you've worn? Mom, wife.
Well, I don't know what my favorite title is.
They're all good. Yeah.
I grew up in Bolivar and went to MU and came back and lived in Bolivar the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. And what is it about Bolivar that you've really enjoyed?
Well, I really enjoy the people there.
Yeah.
And I got acquainted with a lot of them because they came in the store.
Yeah.
And then I just like about Bolivar because a lot of my relatives grew up there.
Yeah.
And so, I know where everything is.
Yeah. You still have a lot of family here too, I'd say.
Yeah. But actually they're going to, I think the Nifty's not there anymore, is it?
No, I think Rocco's Pizza went in there.
Okay, maybe it did.
And they just sold.
Oh.
Now, was Don Woolard in the barbershop next to you?
Yeah, he was in the
right next to
barbershop.
Dee's Nifty.
Yeah,
right?
he was.
Yeah, because the son Jared's there still doing that now.
Yeah, is that who's in the house?
Well, Jared's in the barbershop.
Oh, okay.
But it was Rocco's Pizza just sold, and I think they're going to keep it a pizza place, the new owners. But that's where Dee's Nifty was. I remember going there and getting like 50-cent biscuits and gravy for breakfast. They had a great breakfast.
Ooh, that was a good thing.
Back when you could do that, I guess. But, well, I think it's great. Do you think, is there anything else that you would like to talk about, maybe of your family or what Bolivar means to you, anything like that? I don't want to cut you off.
Well, Bolivar means a lot to me because I grew up there and I remember everything about it. A lot of people here didn't grow up there and they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like that I've been lucky because I have the right kind of personality to just go ahead and do what you think.
Right.
But I never did drink or smoke.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be 88 Wednesday.
Yeah, okay. Not starting now then.
Not starting that out.
Well, that's good. Talking to folks like you and the others that I mentioned as well, a part of the series, whenever I ask them what makes, why do you choose to call Bolivar home and why did you stay and what means a lot to you about Bolivar, they say the same thing that you did, which is the people of the community and how they rally around causes, and it's just a community that people enjoy being a part of. They're kind.
That's right. It is a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I enjoyed Bolivar so long, and I just would hate to go. I taught at Humansville.
Yeah.
But I just have always liked Bolivar.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So I don't have any. The only time I was gone, it was 4 years when I went
For
to
the college,
university.
Yeah. So you can speak to Bolivar, speak about the history of it and everything like that.
Yeah,
so that's good.
mine, I've got 2 boys and 3 girls.
Okay.
And they're all right in a row.
Yeah, that's good. I have 3 boys and then 2 girls of the 5. So the 3 oldest ones are the boys, and then the 2 girls are the young ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
keep
funny.
me going.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Red, like a red rose.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is your favorite home cooked meal?
Favorite what?
Home cooked meal.
Oh well, I like fried chicken,
Yeah.
homemade ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
mashed potatoes is fine,
Yeah.
It's fine.
and 2 or 3 vegetables, and then we'd like some cake or cookies
Yeah.
to go with the homemade ice cream.
Yeah. Do you just like vanilla ice cream or like banana or what?
Well, I like banana some, but mostly we make vanilla and then
Yeah.
have bananas and different strawberries to pass around. Yeah.
That's good.
Did you guys get together for any family reunions or anything like that? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, really. Since Max and I were married, we had a kind of a family reunion every day. Every year.
Every year. Okay.
But
I didn't grow up doing that. My wife did, and they still get together every Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
and people
that's
come
time.
in.
Yeah.
And I didn't grow up like I hardly ever saw my cousins. Yeah, and she grew up around them, around her cousins and aunts and
That's the way it
uncles.
should be.
It was a foreign concept to me, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I just didn't. And we didn't have, my mom and dad. They both had 1 sibling each,
Oh.
and so I have just a few cousins anyway.
Yeah.
And they're all over the place, North Carolina and Louisiana, and so you
Oh.
just don't see people. But she grew up in a family that did that.
When you went to school, were all the grades together, or were you already went to school by grades?
Well, North and South Ward is where we went.
So North Ward had some of the grades, and then South Ward had some of the grades.
Yeah. I lived in the south part of Bolivar,
Okay.
so everybody that lived in the south part of Bolivar went to South Ward.
Okay. So where 32 cuts it off.
Yeah, 32 would cut it off,
Okay.
and then North Ward would be.
Kind of like that one-room schoolhouse, but they all went there or something, or
No, North Ward School was the kind of the museum there.
yeah, I know right where it is by the church.
I wonder if the South Ward building is still standing like the North Ward building is.
Well, no, it was an eating place later. I don't even know what it is now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But there's quite a strip of stores there.
Okay.
There wasn't at the time. It was all playground,
Oh, okay.
Did Max go to the South Ward also?
No, he went to North Ward. No, he went to halfway part of the time,
Okay.
and then went to North Ward.
Well, how did you meet him?
Well, I met him when I was in high school, and he was playing basketball and a big football player and all that. So, but we didn't even go together in high school.
Okay.
So then he came up to MU, Missouri University, after he went 2 years to play basketball at SBU. So, but we'd known each other and everything, but he's a grade ahead of me, and so I just decided that, well, I kind of thought about it, but anyway, he just mentioned that, why don't we we went out quite a few times.
Yeah.
And he mentioned, why don't we get married? Well,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting the question first. But anyway, we did. We got married at Baptist Church in Bolivar,
Okay.
and we went on a little honeymoon.
What kind of things would you do for dating? Like go to a dance, or what did you, if you were going to go out, what were the things that you would do when you were dating?
Well, when we were dating at MU, yeah. Well, he usually asked me to go out, and first thing he did was say, do you have a ride home? Like if I was somewhere,
Yeah.
And then I said, well, really, I don't have a ride home, but I'll call somebody to get me home. well, no, I'll take you. You know. So I thought, So we went from there, you might say. But he graduated before I did 1 year. So where did you go to school?
In Steelville, Missouri.
Did you?
You know where that is?
No, kind of.
Rolla.
Kind of near Rolla.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, Rolla. You pass Rolla, and then Cuba, Missouri.
Yeah.
Is up there, and it's 10 minutes from Cuba, Missouri. A little town called Steelville.
Oh, Sealville.
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you go to school?
Here in Bolivar.
Okay.
And then I went to SBU for I went to Central Methodist in Fayette to play sports, and then I came home, got homesick, came back, went to Bolivar for a couple years, or SBU for a couple years, and then that was the end of my college experience there. But my mom went to KU, so all this talk about MU, we're not MU fans.
No,
we're
none of that
we're
stuff.
none of that stuff. Yeah, we're Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Well, this has been.
We had a lot of. I think all of our kids went to MU.
Wow. Yeah.
But they took different majors.
Yeah. Yeah. Did anybody follow in your musical footsteps?
Not really.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I played for funerals and weddings and things like that, but finally I got past that point.
Yeah.
Of course, got out here. I haven't been out here too long, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, okay.
If it wasn't for these darn legs, I'd be much better off doing stuff. But
yeah. Well, whether you're looking to buy or sell property in Bolivar or the surrounding area, it's just a great community. Folks like Rose can attest to that here with the history of the community and history of the town. So give us a call, Mac Griswold, Neighborhood Real Estate. Love to help you out.